and it's time for everyone's favorite segment, News or Snooze. We've got 3 headlines. We're saying if they're newsworthy or snoozeworthy. 3 massive headlines that have happened over the last 24 hours.
News.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Or snooze.
Number 1, Collusion Gate. The secret texts and testimony of NFL owners and superstar quarterbacks revealed. From Pablo, Torre finds out. Folks, this is newsworthy. According to Florio, Mike Florio worked with Pablo Torre on this, and they got all of the documents. They found their way to get the released documents from the meeting between the NFL and the NFLPA that they had in arbitration. And the most damning piece of evidence was from the system arbitrator, Christopher Droney, and he said, quote, "There is little question that the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged the 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees in veterans' contracts at the March 2022 annual owners meeting." This entire podcast, and in today's 2025 world, a well-done podcast is similar to a massive expose that would have been posted in the New York Times or whatever newspaper you're reading, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post. That's what a podcast is today. And that's what this podcast did. It was a massive expose, a massive bombshell showing that essentially there was collusion, but they just couldn't really do, I don't get how the system arbitrator says that there is little question that this is happening, but at the same time dismisses the NFLPA and doesn't give them any of the damages that they were asking for. But it just confirms what we had been knowing this entire time, that there was collusion going on, and this is just the smoking gun. This happened with Russell Wilson. It happened with Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. Pablo Torre had this. This is an excerpt from the podcast. He said this, or he didn't say this. He showed this text exchange between Kyler Murray's owner, Mr. Bidwell, and the Los Angeles Chargers owner, Dean Spanos. Dean Spanos texted Michael Bidwell, the owner of the Cardinals, "Congratulations on signing Murray." Then Michael Bidwell responds, "Thanks, Dino. These QB deals are expensive, but we limited the fully guaranteed money and have some pretty good language. Thankfully, we have a QB that's worth paying." Dean Spanos said, "Your deal helps us for our quarterback next year." Bidwell then responds with, "I think many teams will be happy with it once they have a chance to review. Cleveland really screwed things up, but I was resolved to keep the guaranteed relatively low." That's a little on the
I'm
nose.
here talking to myself because my mic's off. So I didn't hit the news or snooze button because I just wanted to push back a little. I don't think this is newsworthy.
Really?
Yeah, like why wouldn't they collude? It makes common sense.
Yeah,
and
but
yes,
now we have the smoking gun for it.
But it was
know
logical.
It
Lamar Jackson had a MVP in 2019. Like the tender tag that they put him under, it just cost 2 first rounds to get him pretty much, and nobody even thought about it. Nobody even talked to him.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's obviously collusion, because if you put a quarterback of that talent on the market and you're telling me it's just 2 first round picks, dude, I'll give you 4.
Yeah, but is it not newsworthy that we now now we have the smoking gun that had happened?
I've always thought that there was collusion, and that
100%.
people like the Browns are like, people that do what the Browns did with Deshaun Watson are clearly operating on their own accord.
Yeah, and Jimmy, I mean, all of the owners hate the Haslams because they're like, brother, why did you give him fully guaranteed?
Yeah, and I've said it for quite some time, like even with the Cowboys and how they do business. Yes, you are ticked if you're an owner and you have somebody that franchise tags Dak Prescott twice, and now he's the threshold for a $60 million price, and you've got somebody like a Brock Purdy or like a Joe Burrow, guys that have at least been to the Super Bowl. Dak doesn't even have playoff wins, and he's getting $60 million.
$60 million.
Yeah, that makes it. Yeah, that's the type of stuff. Like I said before, if we were at the little winter meeting or whatever it is that they do, I would have to approach you on an unofficial,
Brother,
off-the-record conversation.
Why did we not sign him to an extension? Why are we running up it for everyone else?
You're messing it up for everybody. Bengals, way you did Jamar Chase's contract. That is why Terry
Browns,
McLaurin,
you messed up the contract with Myles Garrett. Why are you giving a 32-year-old edge rusher $40 million a year?
And that's why people like the Commanders are having problems with like Terry McLaurin. It's about the percentage of the guarantee for these contracts. 100% guarantee. Dude, come on. That's not the market threshold.
Yeah, but that's why to me this is newsworthy, because it is the smoking literal gun that it can confirm that collusion happened. I mean, you have Michael Bidwell, the owner of the Cardinals, literally saying, Cleveland really screwed things up, but I was resolved to keep the guaranteed relatively low. And he's outwardly saying this, and there's other text exchange. We'll get into it more in hour number 2 about some of the quotes and the polls from that podcast, because it really was just so interesting to see that there is literally a smoking gun. And the arbitrator is really saying there's little question that the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees in veteran contracts at the March 2022 owners meeting. And then not only that, the NFL and then the NFLPA hid all of this.
Yeah,
because none of this had come out. If I'm the NFLPA, I'm just like,
if I'm an NFL player, I don't want nothing to do with this NFLPA.
Yeah, this NFLPA
it is the worst. It is the absolute worst.
It stinks. And while the NFL won, system arbitrator Christopher Droney, in his decision, did say there was collusion, but he just let them off the hook because he didn't see them doing the collusion. All right, headline number 2. Sources: Mavericks Kyrie Irving intends to sign a 3-year, $119 million deal from ESPN. Newsworthy:
Extra, read all about it.
he's declining his $43 million player option, intends to sign this essentially contract extension with the franchise. Rival executives believed Kyrie Irving was in line before his injury, of course. So the injury cost him quite a considerable amount of money. But Kyrie was in line between $50 and $60 million annually. But then the injury happened, kind of messed everything up. And now Dallas is signing him to a 3-year, $119 million contract, which opens up $5.7 million that they can use for a mid-level exception. They can go out and get a veteran guard that can be essentially a stopgap for the first half of the season before Kyrie comes back at the tail end of the 25-26 NBA season. Headline number 3, Steelers' Aaron Rodgers is, quote, pretty sure that this will be his final season. Snooze-worthy. Can we hear that soundbite? Can we hear that one? I might sleep through it, but we got to hear what Aaron Rodgers had to say when he was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my final season.
Yep, give me 1 second, and here we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal. Steelers didn't need to, put any extra years on that or anything. So, this was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace for the career that I've had. I mean, I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run, and I've enjoyed it. And
love the energy.
What better place to finish than in one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL with Mike Tomlin and a great group of leadership and great guys in the city that expects you to win.
So I really think this is a great place for me to finish out my career. You won't see me again after this season. I'm pretty sure that this will be the final season. Was that me or Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. I can't tell.
I didn't hate Aaron Rodgers throughout any of this process until this year. Like this is so ridiculous, man. This is so ridiculous for a quarterback. Like we just had the little tangent. I just had the little tangent about collusion that was obvious. It's so obvious he's over the hill and washed. He
has not been good since his MVP season.
Why are we giving him a platform? Like who cares, Aaron? You should have been done 2 years ago.
It's just wild to me that he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. And then there was another article that came out where he said, like, quote, you won't see me again after this season. Please, man. But we've only seen you for the last 3 years. I find it very hard to believe that you're going to go from having a weekly McAfee appearance, your own documentary, potentially running for vice president with RFK Jr., wanting to be the host of Jeopardy. I find it hard for a guy that's done all of that, has all of that on his resume, and is content with now then just going into hiding in 6 months. What a guy. And plus, this isn't going to be his last season. He's not going to allow himself to go out with a losing record. The dude's an egomaniac. There's no way that they finish 2-3 games under 500 and he goes, yeah, that's it for me. No, he still thinks he has something left in the tank. He's going to go out and try to prove it. But snooze-worthy, absolute snooze-worthy. Pretty sure this will be his final season? All right, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have steak for dinner. That's not mean I'm going to have steak. You're pretty sure it's going to be your last season? You're just saying that so you get back into the news cycle because you've been out of the news cycle for a couple of weeks after you signed with the Steelers. Also, objectively hilarious that he decided to sign with the Steelers because he wanted all of the spotlight to be on him all offseason. Then there'd be this big hoopla when he signed, and he signs, there's this big hoopla, and it's the same day that Twitter has the biggest beef in Twitter history. And that completely overshadows everything that's happening with Aaron Rodgers. So now he's been out of the spotlight for about 2 weeks, and he's like, how do I get back into it? That's right, my weekly appearance with Pat McAfee. I'm going to say I'm pretty sure this will be my final season.
You didn't get on the team until June. I'm pretty sure that it's your final season, too.
Man, I'm pretty sure that Aaron Rodgers is going to lead Mike Tomlin to the unemployment line.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
DK Metcalf. All right, I'm pretty sure we got to get our last break in here, so we'll step aside. Be back to wrap up hour number 1 on this Wednesday right here on Fitz the Bill.